Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for making math. You can find all the lessons on thestudents.com. You have to log on there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to making math, and then click on the all lessons. Where you can find the list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter named numbers. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencils if I'm going to write down the important examples and definitions as well. I'm not making chapter down right now is names of numbers. Let's just start with the lesson that is ordinal numbers up to 10. What color is the fifth square? Start counting. So we need to start counting from the right. We need to check which one is the fifth. This is the first one. This is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So the fifth one is the yellow. The correct option is fifth. Basically, the fifth, this TH tells you the position, right? So the fifth one is yellow. Option number. So fifth one is the yellow. Now let's just start with the test questions. Which color is the fourth square? Counting from the left. So you need to start counting from the left, right? And you need to count, you need to see which one is the fourth, right? So one, two, three, fourth. The fourth one is green. The correct option is green. Option number two is the correct option. Green it is. What color is the seventh square? Start counting from the right. So you need to count from the right. So we need to count the seventh one. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. So the seventh one is the seventh one is red. So the correct option is red. Option number one is the correct option. That is red. What color is the third square? So which is the correct option? What color is the third square? So which is the correct option? That is the green. The correct option is option number three is the correct option. What color is the fifth square? So which is the correct option? The fifth one. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. The fifth one is yellow option number two is the correct option. Yellow option. What color is the first square? The first one is blue. Option number one is the correct option. What color is the second square? So which is the correct option? The second one is green. Option number two is the correct option. What color is the ninth square? Yellow. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself today. Let me just do the next lesson. The next lesson is ordinal numbers up to 100. So let's just start with the lesson. So the first thing you need to learn is what are the ordinal numbers. So what do you want to know about the ordinal numbers? Ordinal numbers indicates the position, right? They tell you the position of something. Got it? So what is the fourth letter in the passage? So that tells you which letter is the fourth position. So the fourth position, letter one, two, three, four. K is at the fourth position. In the word Jack, K is at fourth position. Let's just start with the test questions. What is the eighth letter in the passage? So, which is the correct option? You need to find out the eighth letter in the passage. The eighth, uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The eighth one is the B. The correct option is D. D is at the fourth position, option number one is the correct option. What is the 15th letter in the passage? The blue one is the 10th, and the blue is 10th. That is the 10th. Just start counting 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So this way you don't have to count these 10. You know that the blue one is the 10th, right? So H is the 15th letter in the passage. The correct option is H option number one is the correct option. What is the 13th letter in the passage? So you need to find the 13th letter, right? So the text is H. 11, 12, and 13. So W is the 13th letter in the passage. Option number one is the correct option. What is the 16th letter in the passage? So which is the correct option? 16, that is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. K, that is 16th position. The correct option is K. What is the first letter in the passage? So which is the correct option? The first one is Y. Option number two is the correct option. That is the letter Y. Option number two is the correct option. What is the 20th letter in the passage? 20th letter, right? The blue one is the 10th. So then that would be the 10th. That would be the 20th. So S is the 20th letter in the passage. The correct option is S. S is equal to two. What is the fifth letter in the passage? Which is the correct option? The fifth one is you. Option number one is the correct option. The majors. What is the 11th letter in the passage? Which is the correct option? Eleventh is 10th. The correct option is. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself. Let me just move on to the next lesson. The next lesson is writing numbers up to numbers in words. So how do we write the numbers in words? Basically, that's how we pronounce the numbers, right? How to write this in between words? That is good, right? You can write as, let's just start with the test. How do you write this number using to this? 35. That's how you read this number, right? Thirty-five. Option number one is the correct option. You remember, don't you can write it like this. How do you write this number using digit? 27. So which is the correct option? Option number three is the correct option. You can write 27 as 2 and 7 in the number. How do you write this number using words? That is 51. So which is the correct option? Option number one is the correct option. How do you write this number using words? That is 63. Option number three is the correct option. It's 63. How would you write this number using words? That is 69. The last option is the correct option. Very good. How do you write this number using digits? 26. So which is the correct option? 36. So the last option is the correct option. That is 36. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself. Let me just review the next lesson. Next lesson is writing number. Just to start the lesson. How to write this in the using words? So just need the function. So it is. Let's just start with the test questions. How do you write this number using digits? 800. So which is the correct option? 800. So 8 is at the hundreds position, and the other two digits are 0. So that is option is number 1. That is 800. How do you bring the words? So which is the correct option? 706. The last option is the correct option. That is 706. How do you write this number using digits? 172, so which is the correct option? One hundred 72, very good. That is option number 2 is the correct option. You can leave it as 1, 7, and 3. Basically, that's how we read it done in first one. We cannot read it as 1, 7, and 170. Now we will write this number into words. 1 4 4, so which is the correct option? That is 144. Option number 1 is the correct option. How do you write this number using words 503? So how do you write in the words form? How do you write this number using words? Yes, that is 503. Option number 1 is the correct option. How do you write this number using digits? 4, 11, 14, and so which is the correct option? That is option number two is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself today. Let me just move on to the next lesson. That is the last lesson from the chapter, that is Roman numerals. So Roman numerals is another way to write down the numbers, represent the numbers, right? How do you write 6 as a Roman numeral? So B is for 6 in the Roman numeral, right? And I is for 1. So you can write as B, I. Let's just start with the test questions. What number does the Roman numeral represent? So I is for 1 in the Roman numeral. So we have I that is the two option number 1 is the correct option. How do you write 1 as a Roman numeral? Option number 2 is the correct option. That is wrong. How do you write what number does the Roman numeral represent? Option number 2 is the correct option. That is what number does the Roman numeral represent? Option number 3 is the correct option. That represents 1. How we can write 2 as a Roman numeral? So which is the correct option? Option number 3 is the correct option. That is 2. What number does this Roman numeral represent? Option number 1 is the correct option. That represents 12. So how would you write 5 as a woman? So which is the correct option? That is option number 3 is the correct option. What number does the Roman numeral represent? So the one I'm on right now that represents very good 7. Option number 3 is the correct option. How would you write 8 as a Roman numeral? So which is the correct option? Option number 1 is the correct option. That's how you write 8. How would you write this Roman? What number does this Roman numeral represent? So which is the correct option? Very good, 6 seconds. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself. Even today, so we are working on the working numbers, names of numbers. The lessons we have covered today are ordinal numbers up to 10, ordinal numbers up to 100, writing numbers up to 100 in words, writing numbers up to 1,000 in words, and Roman numerals. So please make sure before the next session, you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons you just did. That is your, so if you need more on any of the lessons, you can simply click on live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write down the question in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your so any questions you can ask if you have any. No questions?